but I remained hopeful as I became a young working adult. As I landed my first job, I set more realistic dream, have a successful career, become financially independent, and retire early at the age of 40 years old. And if I save enough money, I'm going to fly to the States and watch Iverson play. Life had different plans. At 27 years old, I got married. 29 years old, I welcomed my daughter. At 33 years old, I welcomed my son. All those NBA live games now became online replay. All those NBA tickets now became vouchers for milk powder and diapers. And all those NBA analytic skills became analyzing different kinds of baby cries. And to make things worse, my dream of watching Iverson was fading away. He retired. This young adult dream, gone. But I remained hopeful as I entered into my mid-30s. Like many, I've done many jobs to take care of my family, including starting my own business. Again, life had other plans. One pandemic later, I lost 2 businesses. And by the time I knew it, I was 3 years away from 40 years old. Nowhere near the dream of financial independence and retirement early. I looked around and saw all my peers being successful. I was lost and started to doubt all the decisions in my life. My dream faded into just hoping to catch a break. And that night, I asked my wife, "Are you happy? Have I given you a better life? Are you proud of me?" Gentle but firm, she replied, "You are doing great. You have put a roof above our head. You have put food on the table for our family. You have raised 2 beautiful children who look up to you as a role model. And most important of all, you have the most amazing and brilliant, intelligent woman as your wife. Do not undervalue yourself. Taking care of your family, that is also a dream come true." And she was right. While I chase all those big, wild dreams, I tend to forget the quieter dreams, the smaller dreams that have already come true. The dream of becoming a husband, the dream of becoming a father, this matters just as much. As I turned 40 years old earlier this June, I started celebrating all the kinds of dreams that have come true. That day, for the first time, I texted my mother, "Thank you. Thank you for bringing me into this world." And look at both my children happily growing up. And me and my wife, we have been happily married for 14 years. That night, I told her of my new dream on the trip for us to go to Japan. 1 week later, on the 2nd of July, 2025, I received an email. "Dear Alan, congratulations on winning the quarterfinals of 2025 International Speech Contest. You have been invited to the semifinals this August in Philadelphia, United States." 27 years later, my dream of representing Brunei on the world stage, my dream of visiting Philadelphia, the city of my hero, Allen Iverson, all came true while transiting through Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, in our life, we dream many dreams. Some dreams are wild, some are simple. Some takes time to come true, and some remain as a dream. While we may not be able to control the outcome, we're able to choose how we live along the way. When we are grateful to life, life would find its own way to reward us. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep count of all the dreams that you have already achieved. remain hopeful to all those dreams that have yet to come true. And above all, keep dreaming.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hope you enjoy this video session about speech competition world champion. And now is the next generation of speech champion. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much. Wow, I hope you guys inspired through the video today. Once again, welcome to C-Level Advanced Toastmaster Club. I see in the Zoom we have a lot of honored guests, and I'm very honored to welcome you. First, let's listen to this word. I'm proud of you. I'm sorry. I believe in you. I thank you. Do you feel the value in this word? How much those words cost? It costs nothing. And yes, they are priceless. The most powerful words in our life never go on sale. No Black Friday, no flash sale. And that's why today the theme is the words that never go on sale. The words are the currency, that's money, because they can build the trust, they can shape who we are, and they shape our future. So today, let's take a deep dive into all the words that never go on sale, all the words that are priceless in your life. Now, in the Zoom, I see a lot of guests, and maybe it's the first time they join C-Level Toastmaster. I'd love to take a minute to introduce about our club, our home. C-Level is the first advanced Toastmaster club in Vietnam with the slogan, bring you to the top level, recreate creative, compelling, and challenging environments. Why creative? Because with creative, we can experiment the new thing. Compelling, so every meeting push you to think deeper. And challenging, because the growth never happened in the comfort zone. So with the C-Level Club, we always want to grow our member into champion of public speaking, corporate professional, and community leader. All right, so I hope you can feel the spirit of us and try the best to bring all the words that create value into you in today's meeting. With the meeting today is a bit special because you not enjoy the prepared speech, but you will enjoy how to elevate all the speech into the higher level through the double feedback. And I believe that this new experiment will maybe excite you a lot. Let's pay attention and fully enjoy to the meeting today. And now I love to introduce the whole agenda for anyone who is new. With the section today, we will go prepare speech and double evaluation. And in order to have me run all through the meeting today, we have timer. Welcome on stage Toastmaster Hoàng Linh to introduce the timing rule, please.
Hello everyone. Today I am a timer as a gatekeeper. I keep our speaker on track and our meeting on time, timeline, make the timelines, and using three magical colors. Think about like a round robin relay race of colors. The first color is green. In my background, it means you doing well, and the race starts. And the second is yellow. In my background, it means hurry up, speak up. The rest is you nearly over time, nearly time over, and yeah, you have to conclusion your speech. And when the round robin colors like this, it means time end, and you have to stop your speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. And now we welcome on the stage the one who share to you the lesson and the language at the end. That is the listener and grammarian. We'll double this role in just one person. And taking this role, no other than Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. Welcome Mr. Hoàng Linh on the stage again to introduce you about this role.
Yes, about the first role, the listener, I will catch up some special and interesting points on your speech or your evaluation. And we will I will summary and ask you some questions to remember. And the second role is grammarians, but today I am not focused to grammar, but focused to the motion when you apply the dialogues training in the previous meeting to the speech today. Yes. And that's all. Back to you, Thomas already.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. You will see Toastmaster Hoàng Linh a lot throughout the meeting today. So let's enjoy this. And now, I believe you guys are more than ready to start the meeting. But before we jump into the exciting section today, I love take a picture from all of you. We take a picture first and at the end to see anything change through 2-hour meeting. Now, let's open the camera and give me your smile. Okay, everyone, can you open the camera if you feel comfortable? I love to see you on screen and somehow you can appear on our fan page. Right, so everyone, smile. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, look cute. All of you look brilliant with an awesome smile. And the next pictures, please. It is Christmas, and you can take something with, take some Christmas things that you love. It can anything you love. It can smartphone, a bottle, or something all the way beside you. This can be just a smartphone or anything that you enjoy. I have a cup of tea like this. It's very cute. Yeah. Oh, Toastmaster now have any. Wow, it's cool. So nice. All right. So let's smile. 3, 2. Okay, it's awesome. Thank you, everyone. With your smile. And now, moving into the meeting today, we will start with prepared speech. And I love to invite on the stage the timer to introduce the timing rule for prepared speech. Toastmaster Hoàng Linh, welcome on the stage.
Yeah, thank you. And for repair speech timing, when yes, and only the icebreaker project of Toastmaster Thảo is has 6 minutes and 30 seconds, and the remaining speaker will have 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And so when my background was is green for Toastmaster Thảo, it means 4 seconds over, and when my background is yellow, it means 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and when rest, it turns to rest, it means 6 minutes, and when you see the rainbow colors, it means 6 minutes and 30 seconds. For the remains another speaker, it's different. It's green when 5 minutes, yellow when 6 minutes, and red when 7 minutes. And you had to end your speech at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you. Check on the chat box. I will send it.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh, with the very clear timing rule. And now we will start to enjoy section 4, very exciting speech today. Are you ready? Okay, if you're ready, can I see your heart on screen? I'm myself very excited, and I want to see your spirit. Okay. Oh. Okay, before we move to the very first speaker, I love to ask one of the feeling of you. You guys will listen to four speaker today. Let's see, what do you want to learn through four speech? Toastmaster Philip, what are you like waiting for speech today?
Because the last training is focused on using dialogue in speech. So I hope that every speaker of us today can use dialogue in their speech to put more emotion, put more feeling, and get all of us live in that moment of that story. So that's my expectation. But I wish they can try their best and do a good job. So good luck to all our speakers today.
Awesome. Thank you, Philip. I hope that all the speakers will apply what we trained in the last meeting into the speech today. That's the reason why we keep the topic. The word never go on sale from the last meeting until now. So now let's enjoy four speakers today. We have four main speakers: Toastmaster Thảo, Toastmaster Nga, Toastmaster Bill, and Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh. And the first speaker will come from our very new member, Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn, and the evaluator for Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn will be Toastmaster Philip and Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp. I'd love to invite on the stage Toastmaster Philip to introduce the purpose of Toastmaster Thảo.
All right, so this is a great honor to me to evaluate a nice speaker. Her speech, Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn, will on the pathway visionary communication, and she's level 1, project 1, the icebreaker, and the name of the speech is learning to lead again. So I wish her can stay calm, keep a good smile, put dialogue into your speech, and have a great speech after all. So back to TOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Philip. Now, everyone, let's get ready to enjoy the first speech from Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn. It's also the icebreaker from Toastmaster Thảo. And now, other than no waiting for more, I'd love to welcome Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn on the stage to share about the speech. Welcome, Toastmaster Thảo. I have to say speech title first. Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn with the speech title, Learning to Lead Again. Learning to Lead Again, Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone, Toastmaster of the day. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Can you hear me clearly? Yes, yeah. Okay. Yes, let me say something honest about myself. For many years, I believe that being fast, strong, and direct was the best way to work and to lead. But sometimes I ask myself, was I connecting with my team, or was I just getting things done? And my name is Mirin Thảo Nguyễn. You can call me Mirin. Yes. And today I wonder, have you ever looked at yourself and realized you needed to change something in the way you work or lead? If yes, please type number 1 in the chat box. Yes, I see many answers coming. Yeah, thank you. And yes, I have. So that's why I love learning, improving, and challenging myself every day. And that also was the beginning of my transformation. Yes, and I used to be a person who never settled for just enough. I focus on speak and delivering the result. I was decisive and sometimes impatient. My team received the highest bonus, but they were still afraid to work with me. In the meeting, they didn't dare to speak up, just listening whatever I said or weren't. So deep inside, a quiet question appeared. So deep inside, a quiet question appeared. If people are stressed or unsafe, so I can call me a leader. And that question followed me for a long time until the moment changed everything. And everything shifted when I become a mother, holding my child in my arm for the first time. I realized how soft and how emotional people truly are. Yes, in the workplace, we usually treat people like machine, and however, they need safety, connection, and understanding, not pressure or fear. Around the same time, I joined a new company, and I have a chance to meet a manager with the coaching leadership style. He was patient, clear, and direct. So I really enjoy when I work with him. He became the example of the leadership I wanted to become. The true experience, becoming a mother and working with a new manager, taught me the same lesson. Leadership is not just about result. It's about connection, awareness, and empathy. For today, I try to balance decisiveness with listening, efficiency with patience, and strength with understanding. For as a leader, I host quickly meeting advisory session. I try to coaching them individually instead of just giving the order. That's helped me build trust and real engagement. And that's why I chose Toastmasters and choose the visionary communication path to communicate my vision clearly, inspire people with empathy, and lead with purpose, not pressure. And today I look forward to growing with all of you in the Toastmaster with awareness, more understanding, and more connection. And that's all is my story. Thank you for listening me. Yes.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn, and congratulations that you finished the icebreaker the first time as syllable Toastmaster. Congratulations, Toastmaster Thảo. You can see on the screen a lot of heart is flying. Got to congratulate you. Thank you, Toastmaster Thảo, for at the end go out of the comfort zone and share something about you. It's a very big milestone in your first journey. Thank you. And now you can relax a little bit and enjoy the next speeches. Now, the next speech will come from Toastmaster Nga Ninh. And the evaluator for Toastmaster Nga Ninh is Toastmaster Ngọc Ánh from 𝐸𝐴𝐷𝐶 and Toastmaster Thiết Vũ. I may invite Toastmaster Ngọc Ánh to be on the stage to introduce the project and purpose of the speech. Welcome, Toastmaster Ánh.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ngọc Ánh, and I'm a member of 𝐸𝐷𝐶 English Teachers Toastmaster Club. And thank you, the club president, TM Hương Ly, to invite me to be an evaluator today. So today, TM Nga Ninh will have a project at level 2, visionary communication, understanding your communication style. And her title is being quiet a fault? So good luck, TM Nga Ninh. Back to you, TOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ngọc Ánh. Today, we are very honored to invite Toastmaster Ngọc Ánh in syllable because she takes time to join with us. She is a guest from 𝐸𝐷𝐶. Now, thank you, Toastmaster Ngọc Ánh, for taking time to join with us. Now, everyone, let's come back to the speech. With me, you're welcome Toastmaster Nga Ninh to be on the stage with the speech title, Is Being Quiet a Foe? Is Being Quiet a Foe? Toastmaster Nga Ninh.
Why are you always quiet? People complain about you all the time. Stay silent when you are, especially you're not the smart one. The words crushed my heart into dust. My hand trembled, my eye blurred with tears, and I wanted nothing more than to disappear. Sadly, that wasn't unusual for me as a teenager. Fellow Toastmaster and guests, is being quiet really a fault? I grew up between two sisters. My younger sister was a talkative one, and my older sister was a smart one. And I was simply the quiet one. Nothing special, or at least that's what people told me over and over again. The more I heard that labels, the more I built a wall between myself and the world. And the higher the wall became, the harder it was for me to see who I really was. No matter what I achieved, it never felt good enough. And I began to believe being quiet was wrong. I fought myself to act more, talk more, do more, anything to become the version of myself that others expected. And that belief followed me into adulthood. I listened to everyone's opinion except my own. And when you don't believe in yourself, it's it's hard for anyone else believe in you either. And by the time I'm 24, I run and run after the other people's expectation, but nothing, my job, my relationship, my plan worked out the way I wanted. Everything felt like the old boxes I had already grown. And how about this box? One day, I found an art box in the corner of my room, and the box I hadn't opened it for a long time. Inside were pieces of my past, and one thing made me stop. A letter from Chile. Tunga, thank you for always being patient and supporting me. Even in the big world, it means so much that I found a corner where someone like you listen to me, believes in me. I hope you always believe in the voice, in the self. Never stop dreaming as long as you have a dream. You are already halfway there. Chinese was my online friend I had never met in person, and we weren't even close for very long. But her words reached straight into the part of me I had forgotten. A girl who once dared to dream. A girl who was quiet but caring and strong enough to support others. Her letter sparked a small fire inside me. A fire I thought had died. It lit a path back to myself, and I realized being quiet wasn't a problem. Ignoring my own voice was, and I started wanting to connect with more people, not to please them, but to grow. I wanted to choose my own path, not to follow someone's map, but to follow my dream. I have a dream. I want to work online. It's not easy. And maybe I am not good enough yet. But if I keep going, I trust one day I will be there. And I joined Toastmasters, where I discover how powerful words can be. I learned that communication is not one size fits all. There's no right or wrong style. Each of us has strengths. Each of us has voice worth hearing. And this community supports us not to judge, but to help us grow and believe in ourselves again. Words are powerful. They can break someone apart or bring someone back to the life. So let us use our words, spoken or quiet, make the world a better place. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster, today.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Nga Ninh, with very awesome speech. Wow, I always feel very inspired whenever I listen to Toastmaster Nga Ninh. And now, Toastmaster Nga, you can relax a little bit and move to the next speech. Okay, so the next speech will come from the one I really admire for a long time. That is Toastmaster Bill. I admire his voice very much. Now, I love to invite the evaluator, Toastmaster Felix,
Here.
or Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp, to be on the stage to introduce the purpose of Toastmaster Bill.
Hi, Bill. Hello, everyone. I guess that everybody here feel the same thing as me. Whenever we hear Toastmaster Bill, we like feel like he is a commentator on the BBC podcast or not? I wonder because his voice is too sexy and also his detail is very fulfilled. Like whatever we come on Bill's speech, it opened the world for me. So without further ado, let's invite our handsome and also energetic and cool guy Toastmaster Bill Chen come onto the stage with a speech titled "What Photoshop Can Teach You About AI."
Thank you, Toastmaster Tân Hiệp. I will inspire a lot already when listen to Tân Hiệp introductions, and I believe you guys are very excited. So welcome, Bill. And now let's join me to welcome Toastmaster Bill Chen on the stage with the speech title, What Photoshop Can Teach You About AI? What Photoshop Can Teach You About AI? Toastmaster Bill Chen.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the very kind welcome, Tuấn Hiệp and Lee Twinkie. I'd like to firstly start off by sharing my slide. So just give me a moment, and just let me know if you see the slide. Yep. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So, what can Photoshop teach us about AI? So, my fellow Toastmasters, what makes you nervous about the future? Feel free to answer or just put it in the chat. What makes you feel nervous about the future? Yeah, okay, my crush will crush an AI, sure. Lose job, yeah, that's a really good one. Anybody? Well, a concern that I see is how AI will affect us in the future. We've heard so many different viewpoints from the AI optimists who believe that AI will make life free and fair, to those who believe it will lead to massive job losses, to those who believe it will lead to massive job creation, to those such as Geoffrey Hinton, who is considered the godfather of AI and the winner of the 2025 Nobel Prize for Physics, warning us that there is a 10 to 20% chance that AI will lead to human extinction in the next 30 years. Where will it lead us? The truth is, nobody really knows. And while AI is an unprecedented technology, there are parallels to other modern technological disruptions. And I'd like to share my personal story of how Photoshop almost destroyed our family business and how my father navigated the path of technological disruption and the parallels I've drawn to how we can adapt to AI. By the way, this is not a picture of my father. My father became a photographer in the 1980s. Photography wasn't just about taking pictures. It was a highly skilled trade that required artistry, an excellent understanding of chemistry, physics, mathematics, and an exceptionally good eyesight and dexterity. It took years of training and practice to master the skills. It's also very capital and time intensive. If you were good, this led to a very lucrative career. A highly skilled photo lab technician could almost name their salary. If you owned a photographic lab in the 1980s, you could make a lot of money very, very quickly. My parents opened their photographic lab in the 1980s, in 1984. It was hard work, but they created a successful business that lifted us out of poverty. But then, in 1990, a major event happened. An event that would sweep aside the traditional photographic industry, an industry that had lasted for over 100 years for good. And that was the introduction of Photoshop. It no longer required the skills, the training, or the capital investment of a traditional photo lab. Initially, Photoshop was released on Apple Macintosh computers, but in 1993, it was released for Windows PCs. And this was a cataclysmic event. And as a kid, I remember witnessing the industry's destruction. Most photographic printing shops went out of business. My parents' business was on the brink of bankruptcy. And just before the introduction of Photoshop and digital printing, my parents had spent hundreds of thousands of dollars purchasing exquisite printing machines from Germany that were now suddenly obsolete. And faced with that existential threat posed by digital printing, my father had to make a rapid change to the business. So what was the steps that they took? So they decided to make that pivot to full digital printing. My parents had to reskill into the software skills. They had to study the new digital market, and they made that gradual shift from what we called the traditional wet lab to all digital printing. And through that process, they had to continually learn and improve their ability in this new digital era. So what are the parallels that I see between Photoshop and artificial intelligence? There's 5 aspects. Firstly, there's the democratization process. Photoshop enabled people to suddenly edit those images. Likewise, in AI, people now can create, they can code, and they can write. There's the shift in the skill value. Photography used to be a highly technical, highly skilled trade. And now it's more about your creative direction under Photoshop. Likewise, under AI, it goes from knowing the skills to being able to look at a problem and knowing how to solve that problem. There was professional resistance. People said, Photoshop is not real photography. And likewise, AI is not real creativity. The other parallels I've seen is that Photoshop created new industries. Likewise, under AI, you see the development of AI DevOps, prompt engineering, automation, and recently agentic AI. And the 5th part is the normalization process. Photoshop created a new creative workflow. And likewise in AI, it will now be embedded in all stages of technology. So what are the 3 lessons that I believe that Photoshop can teach all of us about AI? The first is adapt or die. Sorry, being a grown-up sucks. Being an adult sucks. We have to keep learning. We have to keep our skills up to date. Likewise, in Photoshop, the photographers who refused to adapt to the new normal, they perished. The second part is the second mouse gets the cheese. What do Microsoft, Apple, Google, what do they all have in common? They didn't invent the technology that made them rich. They watched others develop the technology and watched them where they succeeded and where they failed, and then they jumped in and became successful. My parents did not jump in the digital printing industry immediately. They watched others do it first, they learned the lessons, and they moved in gradually and slowly. Likewise, in AI, look at how it adapts to your industry, how you can use it, and gradually make it move into that field. And thirdly, AI will not take your job. Photoshop did not take away the job of the photographer. What took away the job of the photographer was the photographers who know how to use Photoshop. Likewise, AI will not take your job. It is the person who knows AI that will take your job. So I would like to now move on to questions. Does anybody have any questions for me? Please feel free to post on the screen or just turn on your microphone and ask a question. Gwinan, I see you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I have a question. So, in the last slide, you shared about 3 things that we can do in order to not get replaced or adopt with this. Is that are those the things that your family adopt as successfully? And
Yes.
or like is it hard? But like in only a short time you can adopt. But how exactly it happened?
So the adoption they took was a gradual approach. So we went, my dad, and I remember as a child, Dad took me to a lot of trade events. We looked at how the industry went. As a kid, I was always interested in technology. So it was an opportunity for me to see lots of new technology. And we watched other people go into it first, seeing the mistakes that they made, seeing where they succeeded. And we gradually moved into that space. In technology, when you're the first person in, it's always super expensive. It's always super risky. That's why you wait for other people to make the mistakes first, then you step in. When Photoshop first came out in 1993 on Windows, there were a lot of computers that were specialized in processing just Photoshop. And those machines went for $300,000 Australian. So that would be like maybe 200,000 US dollars. 1 year later, after those machines were released, my dad bought a computer that was more powerful and it only cost $20,000 1 year later. So it's always what I believe, like the lesson we learned from Apple, from Google, from Microsoft, is that the second mouse always gets the cheese. Apple didn't invent the smartphone. Google did not invent the search engine. Microsoft did not invent the graphical user interface. So it's always the people who come afterwards who succeed. Does anybody else have any other questions? I can see Hung Lin. Yeah, any tech job will be replaced. It's possible, and the truth is, we don't know. I believe that I'm neither an optimist and I'm not pessimistic. To me, AI is another tool, but it is a tool that's almost unprecedented in that AI is a tool that is more agentic than simply a tool in its own. So I believe it's important for all of us to understand that technology, to understand how it goes to our workflow and how to utilize it to our benefit. So being pessimistic, not quite accurate, but then again, I wouldn't be too optimistic either. Anybody else? Then you have no money to survive. It's possible. I know that in America, there is a former presidential candidate called Andrew Yang, and he has been arguing very, very strongly for what they call universal basic income. There will be people who will never be able to get a job again. That's just a fact of life. Likewise, some of my father's colleagues who were very eminent in the photography field, they didn't adapt to Photoshop. They were unemployable. They refused to adapt and they got swept away. That's just a fact of life. And it was always a lesson to me to always keep learning, always keep improving, always keeping up to date. Hang, sorry, did you put your hand up there?
Yeah, so I have a questions. Yeah, I also the person that love AI and we want to adopt AI in our life, in our career as well. My questions for you is, we live in a world that like a new day, a new AI can come, right? It takes time for you to be master of an AI. And when you haven't mastered the AI, there's another one coming up. And you always have the feeling of like the fear of missing out, right? You're missing something there, something powerful. So do you have some like kinds of advice for us? Like should we like how should we keep ourselves focused and also to level up our skills well? Yeah.
That's a really, really good question. Last week, I went to an IBM event and they demonstrated what they call agentic AI on a machine called Watson X. It blew me away. Agentic AI did not exist 1 year ago. And today it's there and it's really shifting the paradigm of AI. So agentic AI for any of you who don't know, traditional AI responds to a request that you may ask it to do. So you wanted to do something, it will do it. It just follows your instruction. Agentic AI is not responding to your query. It does things automatically. It is there to achieve a goal. So for an example, I'll just give you a brief example. Traditional AI, you might say, okay, work out my weekly meal plan. I want to lose weight. I want to build muscle. Give me a meal prep plan that is Vietnamese and has less rice but more of something else. I like that flavor. And it will come up with a meal prep plan. Shift it over to agentic AI. It will say, okay, your goal is to have a meal and lose weight or become more healthy. And then it will automatically not only create the meal plan, but it might actually go searching for the best deals on the shops, order the food on your behalf, and monitor your progress and adjust accordingly. So that is why I believe that it's not wise to jump into something straight away, but to constantly monitoring and constantly just trying a little bit and putting your feet, just dabbing your toes in the water and seeing how that blends in with your workflow. Where it goes, nobody knows, but it's always a good idea to keep your in place. I kind of like the way the Chinese are approaching AI. They're not looking at cutting edge AI like the Americans, but they look at AI for a very specific purpose. So they might look at AI specifically to improve the manufacturing process or an AI just to do one particular thing. That may be the best approach. The truth is nobody really knows. And I think it's just a matter of keeping yourself up to date, keeping the knowledge and just participating in more events and seeing what's out there. It's not that hard to follow. It's very fast. It's very scary, but just keep yourself informed is the first step. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. I think I am very out of time and am I disqualified yet, Mr. Timer? Sounds good to me. Okay, I will now I'll now conclude my assignment and hand back over to Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bill, for very eye-opening sharing about AI. I myself see this really helpful because I'm very slow at this, and now I have one of the very helpful tip to help me take use of more technology in my life. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Wilson. Hope to hear more from you with more exciting topic with AI. I believe a lot of people are caring about that. Everyone, let's give him a lot of heart on screen to appreciate his effort. Yay. Okay, so now we move to the very last speech from Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh. Wow, the last bit already, very fast. Now, I would love to welcome on the stage the evaluator for Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh to introduce about the speech. Welcome, Toastmaster Han Nguyễn. Thank you so much, our Toastmaster of the day, and good evening to our advanced C-level Advanced Toastmaster Club. I'm Han Nguyễn, and today I'm going to be the evaluator for Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh. I must say that I came to this meeting with full of anticipations because I knew Quỳnh Anh for quite a while. I saw her competing in some contest. And when Toastmaster Hương invited me to this meeting and said that, oh, it's a tough job today for me. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to listen to Quỳnh Anh's speech today with the title From Miracle Development to Alternative Ways. This is not a project from the pathways. Her main purpose is to see her storytelling have developed and engaged enough to the audience, easy to understand, and also her message can come across effectively. So good luck to Quỳnh Anh. Thank you, Toastmaster Hằng Nguyễn. Wow, it's really a tough job for even for Toastmaster Hằng. And with this speech today, it's very special because Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh don't follow any pathway or project because she finished one pathway already. So that will be very freestyle speech. I hope all of you will enjoy this to the fullest. And now join me to welcome Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh on the stage with the speech title From Miracle Development to Alternative Ways. From Miracle Development to Alternative Ways. Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh.
Hey, hi, welcome everyone. Before I start my speech, before Mr. Timer pushed the time, can I check if my audio is clear to everyone? Sorry if my background is a bit noisy. Can you all hear me? Right, okay, so let's start to our speech today. Yeah. Okay. What am I going to do with my life? That's my thought in like 2 months ago before I turned into a big milestone, 25 years old. So what do you do when you have a life crisis and you don't exactly know what to do? Because I think that I have a lot of trust issue with Vietnam. I don't like how the pollution is going everywhere. I don't like how our society is going with so much distrust. So I think that I need an escape. So what did I do? I spent a bunch of money on a trip to Korea. Anyone here have been to Korea? Can you type number 1 in the chat box for me? Oh, Korea is a place that I've always dreamed of in all those K-drama and stuff, but I've never set foot to. But I believe that this is the opportunity that I must go because it may change in me something. So I joined in a tour, a study tour, which is different from any kind of travel because they have a very specific purpose of helping us to understand and learn about Korea in a much deeper way. And our study tour is called From Miracle Development to Alternative Ways of Living. And let's start our journey to Korea with me. So this is the map of Korea in the 2 weeks that I spent. We went all the way from Seoul to different places across Korea and end up in Busan after 2 weeks. So you can see that we have almost covered all the places in Korea, right? And I must say that the first start of the trip was really amazing because Korea, as you can see in the K-drama, is such a miracle development. They managed to become somewhat a poorer country than Vietnam 50 years ago, and now rise to one of the dragons of Asia. They have beautiful cities, they have very nice people, and the traffic is really, really good. So I say that everything in Korea is just like a dream. And we dream that someday Vietnam will just be the same. But is Korea always bright like this? Actually not. Because in our trip, we not only learn about the bright side, but we also learn about the dark side of Korea too. And can you guess what are the dark sides? First of all, Korea is still in war. They are still separated as North Korea and South Korea. They are not managed to become one country as Vietnam. And their citizens are still living in a lot of suffering from the war across the 2 countries. And the second thing, this is the picture from a night tour that we went in Korea. We went to Gangnam, which is the craziest and richest city population area in Korea, but they also have a lot of issues because of such a big population coming to the city. So there's lower and lower birth rate. The population, the young people cannot find good jobs, and they cannot even afford a cheap rent apartment. So there's a lot of issues about trust, about money, about how to making connections. And it's just that's why Korea has the highest suicide rate and also depression rate in Asia. So as you can see, even as a country that is such developed as Korea, they also have a lot of downsides. And that is why we also learn about some alternative ways of living, of people who want to find a different way. And the first that we went to is a community called Bang Nuri. This is a picture that we took with the Bang Nuri community. You can see that they have a lot of people from young to old because they are all families. And what is so special about this community? I'll tell you. The thing that is really special about this community is that they say they want to adopt a kind of lifestyle that their children and their families are all connected together. So one thing that they do really well is that they all live together close in an area and they share a common kitchen. So just imagine you have a family, but you don't have to worry about your children going back to school and you have to cook for them because the community provide community meals in which all the children and families can eat together during lunchtime and dinner. And they also have schools and different kind of facilities that help all the people to come together, learn and live together in harmony. And what I really, really appreciate about this community is that they really care about the community. They teach their children about respect, learning about nature, and they teach their children sign language. Because there is a community of people who are deaf in the community. And instead of learning English in order to communicate with the world and get some challenging job, they teach their children first sign language in order to connect with the people in their community. That is just wonderful. And the second community that we went to is called the 𝐶𝐬𝐴𝐵. So it's just like the Bang Nuri, but 𝐶𝐬𝐴𝐵 is a Buddhist community. But they are not like Buddhists in a way that people all become monks and pray. They all live in the mountain together, but they share a very harmonious lifestyle with nature, with respect to each other. They eat good food. They teach children about the meaning of life through the Buddhist meaning. Everything in life is connected together. You are a part of nature, of community, and of everything surrounding you. And the last community that we went to is called the 𝐬𝐿To Society. So 𝐬𝐿To, you can think that is a temple, Buddhist also, but they are actually an international NGO. So all of the volunteers, all the people who come to this 𝐬𝐿To Society, they practice Buddhist, but they also help the community to become better. And in this community, I actually have to go through a kind of like 3 days, just like I go to Thiền. I have to wake up early, I have to mop the floor, I have to do labor work. But through labor work, I realized that it's so fun when I can work with my friends and I do something meaningful for the community. It's the first time that I, a lazy ass girl, do work, but I feel so good. So after all this trip, what do I realize? I realized that any country in the world, including Vietnam, we all have our own problems. But when there's problem, there's always way in order to us to find the alternatives. So if you don't like your life, if you don't like something in the community that you're living, you have the ability to change it. So if you don't like the mainstream, find the alternatives. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
You don't like the mainstream, find alternative. Wow, so I believe that we have a lot of option in life, and it's how wonderful it is when we have a lot of alternative, a lot of option to choose. Thank you, Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh, for take us into career. It's such a very eye-opening experience. All right, so now let's see all speakers today are qualified for voting. Welcome on the stage, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh will report the time of first speaker.
Yeah, hello everyone. Today we have four speakers, and the timing for commentators Thảo Nguyễn is 5 minutes and 33 seconds. Commentator Nga is 6 minutes, and commentator Bill is 17 minutes and 11 seconds. It's not qualified, but wonderful sharing and the training about AI. So if you like, so you can vote in the chat box. Tham Tập Bình Anh is qualified as 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Cool. So very on time. So we have 3 speakers are qualified, right? So can you put the timing report in the chat board, please, Tamer? Oh wow, Toastmaster Bill even not qualified, but you are the winner in our hearts. Trust me, Bill. All right, so now we have 3 qualified speakers, Toastmaster Thảo, Toastmaster Nga, and Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh. Let's take a moment to vote for your favorite speaker, please. And the voting form will appear in the chat board in 1 more minute. So let's take a moment to relax, take a deep breath, and vote for your favorite speaker. I know that all the speech today really excite you. Everyone share about their own experience, and I enjoy all. Now let's take a moment to vote for your favorite speaker. All right. That is Bill, so I challenge Bill to deliver more speech and to be the qualified speaker. All right, let's take a moment for voting, everyone. If you're finished, can you put the number 1 in the chat board, please? Put the number 1 in the chat board if you finished already. All right, so now we move to connecting sections. Wow, 4 speech already over, and it's the time for us to recharge our energy a little bit. Once again, I love to invite all of you to open the camera to take another picture for today. After the 4th speech, how do you change? Now, let's open the camera and record our feeling right now. Right, guess Louis, Pettis, guess David. Are you ready? Are you comfortable to open the camera? Okay, awesome. Toastmaster Thiet and David. Thank you. It's awesome. Now, everyone, can you put the letter C on the screen, please? It's our spirit and it's our symbol. Now, everyone, please give me your smile. 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. With a lot of heart and a lot of C on the screen. Thank you. And now I go back to stage to one of very handsome boy to connect or chit chat with you all a little bit. We have a connecting section, and guide you through this section is our preparation of membership. Toastmaster Tân Hiệp. Toastmaster Tân Hiệp. Let's connect a little bit with our guest today.
Hi, everyone. I think we have some guests today. Yeah, of course. So the first one I would call Miss Louise Petite. I know petite in French mean small, because there's one player named Emmanuel Petit that I have played in FIFA Online, so I know what does this mean in French. But anyway, welcome you to sea level, Mr. Petit. Welcome you. Can you turn on your microphone?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello. Why do you know our club? And is this your first time you join Toastmaster?
It isn't my first time or second time.
So who invited you here?
Miss Winnan invited me to join the sea level.
Oh, so where did you meet her? I mean, how did you get a chance to know her? Is in career trip?
I don't remember.
Ah, it's such a long time. So, how do you feel about our club, especially about those speech that we mentioned?
Hmm, I don't know.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope that you can join next time. So next, Chị Hằng. We have met each other for so long. We haven't met each other for so long, especially in person, even though we are both in Hanoi. Hello, chị
Hello,
Hằng.
hello. I know that you are going to call me.
Yeah, of course, because we only have two guests here. So, what about I think it's such a long time since the last time you joined Sea Level. So, what do you feel about our speech and also the meeting format for today? Because it is very like new meeting format that we want to try thanks to Hương Ly and also Felix idea.
I think that every time I visit sea level, there's always something new that I can take away and even bring it back to ETTC. I remember the last time that I joined just as a listener, it was a debate format. And today we have a new format as well when you have two evaluators for one speech. So I must say that there's always a surprise when you come to sea level. It's some kinds of unexpected, but it's some kinds of advanced, to be honest. So it's really fascinating me. And today I'm so looking forward for the evaluation as well because we all know that the contest is coming and we have the evaluation contest and it's also the good time for us to practice. Yeah. I should be
Come
honest,
on.
right? I should be honest.
It's such a promotion for the upcoming contest. We all know that it's gonna happen soon.
So, may I ask, when is your club contest?
Actually, we are like members right now, so we tend to like nominate.
Nominate? No.
Nominate, yes. Of course, we have two core members here, Lee Twinkie and Felix. I hope both of them can join the contest and they can blow up everything by their voice, sexy voice as well. So now I could move to another guest from ETTC Club, which is Toastmaster Ngọc Ánh. Yeah. Hello. Is this your first time?
Yes, this is my first time joining Sea Level Club. Can you hear me?
Yes. So okay, I could answer the question of Louis a little bit. Okay. So because it's your first time, do you feel our format meeting is a little bit strange from others club, especially your club?
Yes, surely, because here you have two evaluators for one speaker, and it is also different from other clubs that I used to join like Beyond Toastmaster or Thailand Online Toastmaster or a Toastmaster in the US. I don't remember the name, but I think it is really good because we come here to practice our public speaking skill, evaluation skill. So we can learn from the evaluation of other evaluator for the same speech. So that's really great. Usually in 𝐸𝐸TC club, we are the only evaluator, so we don't have that comparison. But here is a good feature that I would like to share with my EXCO team, and we may consider it for 𝐸𝐸TC, especially Hương Ly is also a member of 𝐸𝐸TC too. It's a good thing that you can share with 𝐸𝐸TC.
Thank you so much. So I also have some few minutes and I have some few minutes to answer to the guest Petite for her question. Of course, we also have some kind of activity like we sharing about the same topic in within 1 and 2 minutes, and we call it table topic session. But we have 2 meetings in a month. So the previous meeting in a month, we have a training session. This training session is following up the guide of Craig Valentine, who is a champion of public speaking. And also we discuss about the same question as you mentioned it in the chat box. So this is the second meeting of the month, which we can take those lessons into the application of public speaking. So we use the method that we learned in the previous meeting, in the first meeting of the month, into this meeting, and apply it to the speech, especially about the dialogue, creating a dialogue between the speech. So this is the chance to all the speaker, especially our paid member, to learn how to speak and also apply those skills in public speaking.
To contribute into his speech, I will make it clear. So we have 2 meetings in a month. It's not happen at the beginning of the month and the end of the month. It may happen repetitively. Maybe so the first will be a training, and then table topic to practice the tip from that training. And the next meeting will be the speech that apply that tip from training also. So our theme for this month will be the words that never go on sale. It's focused on the values of the words of our dialogue in Black Friday. So in Black Friday, so many things go on sale, right? But our word never load the value of this. So we upgrade our skill to put dialogue into our speech. And we practice this a lot in the last training and topic. So I hope that we can put it into our speech today. And our speech today also the words that never go on sale. So I also encourage every member of us to give the dialogue into their speech, as I mentioned at the beginning of this meeting. So I hope that you can enjoy and you can see that we're trying to apply the tip from Craig Valentine, world champion 1999 in every speed of it. And I hope that the next training will be interesting and you can follow more and understand our new format more. It's great to see you here, Petit, and love to see you in the next meeting.
Thank you very much, Felix, for have us clarify everything. I believe that the guests understand this very well and also the member. Now we move to the evaluation section. And Toastmaster Hương Ly, can you remind us about the timing rule for evaluation, please?
Hello everyone, and come back. In the evaluation season, you have 3 minutes and 30 seconds for for evaluation one speech. And when my background turn to green, it means 2 minutes pass, and when it's yellow, it means 2 minutes and 30 seconds. When it's turned to red, it means 3 minutes pass, and when it's clicked on the colors, it means 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and you have time over. And thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. Now we move to all the evaluations with speech. With the first speech from Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn, she received 2 evaluations from Felix and Tuấn Hiệp. And now I love to invite the first evaluator, Toastmaster Felix, to share some feedback for Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn. Welcome, Toastmaster Felix.
How do you feel now, Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn? At this moment, I see that you smile a lot after you finish your speech. It is a smile of relief or is a smile of proud? I don't know. So I see that you're smiling now. I think you did a great job doing your speech. So congratulations. What impressed the most about your speech is that, about her speech is that she had the courage to ask a question, to interact with the audience in an icebreaker. Even me, I didn't dare to do that in my icebreaker, to be honest. To let everyone type number 1 in the chat box, you see. So she had the courage to do that. Her voice is so great for a beginner. Yeah, actually, she put the the push-pull pose into. She adjusts her variety of tone. It's kind of good and interesting to follow. Her speech is kind of easy to follow because it's follow a really basic like context, and then the hard thing come, and then the pivot, and then the result. So it's really easy to follow. During the time she making her speech, she also asked question and add her dialogue into. So like, can I still be a leader? Yeah. Oh, okay. So what I hope about how you apply the tip in the last training dialogue is the heart, that you can put more emotion and reaction into that speech, like I'm doing right now. I'm making my teammates sad and disappointed. Can I still be a leader? Like that. So you can add more emotion and reaction into your voice. So it's make the audience feel you at that moment more. Okay? And your message is kind of clear that leadership is not only about result, it's also about communication and emotion, encouragement. But the motivation to lead into it is not quite persuasive, in my opinion. You mentioned that you have a baby and you work with a new manager. I don't see that make the thought inside you fluctuate and fight with each other about the reason why you have to be strong, decisive at the beginning, and the new impact that impact your thing. Why? How does that fight to each other to make you decide that you have to be improved to be a good leadership? So I need just a little bit more detail, so to make your speech more persuasive next time. So in conclusion, you deliver a great icebreaker. I just hope that you just talk blah 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 about yourself, what you like, how you are, how beautiful you are. But actually you deliver a great speech with a clear structure, great voice, and just add a little bit more reasonable in your emotion, in your thought. And I think your speech will go to the next level in the next speeches. So keep going. Thank you. Back to TOD.
Keep going. Thank you, Felix. Wow, the icebreaker is a very milestone in this long journey. So keep going. but be persistent is that the key takeaway for all the speaker. I hope you guys get this great spirit. Now we move to the second evaluation. The second evaluation is come from Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp. Right, Tuấn Hiệp. Well, welcome Tuấn Hiệp on the stage to share the feedback for Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn.
Okay. So first of all, we have to say congratulations to the first Toastmaster speech ever of Toastmaster Thảo Nguyễn. Of course, everything is new. So whenever a big challenge comes to you and you conquer it, is the biggest success that you can attain. So without further ado, I will move to some compliment about her speech. First of all, we can hear from her speech that's very well informed. Why? For the first, she talk in chronological wave, that she focused on the moment that she realized that she has to be changed, and also the previous ego of herself, who tend to focus on the result others than how people feels and their emotion. And when she get birth and also get some children in her house, and she turn herself into 100% totally changed and also different person. So another good part of her is that she emphasized on what is special words and also the special occasion that happened in her life that can make a big clutch of her life. But what I want from her speech to become more well developed is the first one. You quite depend on your script. I know that you very well prepared, but it's not all the thing that you can deliver. You have to bring out your inner self, your true emotion, your impromptu speaking, because you cannot learn by heart everything. So you just remember key point that related to image and also the moment, and you imagine it in your head and you describe it by your touch, by your language, by your true feeling right now. Is the best way to deliver the speech and give your word into their heart. The second thing that you can do it better for the next time to fully develop your speech is adding your dialogue, because every twist of your life, especially your decision of changing your leading style from result to emotion, you have to create a story, because every story that word it's not only about you telling your story from A to B, from A to Z. It's about how you transform yourself to become a better version, especially leadership. Moreover, if I have the chance to listen to your further speech, I want you not only bring out your own story like a very narrative way, I want you to dip in and also live in it. This is the end of my evaluation. I wish you all the best, and you can bring out many new speeches over. So congratulations after all. Wonderful icebreaker speech. Back to you, TOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp, for very straightforward feedback. Oh, that is the thing, all the evaluation make it grow. Now, we move to the next evaluation for the second speeches. Second speech come from Toastmaster Nga Ninh, and evaluator for her will be Toastmaster Ngọc Ánh and Toastmaster Thiết Phú. And I love to invite on the stage Toastmaster Ngọc Ánh from ETTC to share some feedback. for Toastmaster Nga. Welcome, Toastmaster Ngọc Anh.
When you don't believe in yourself, it's hard for anyone else to believe in you. Well, that statement of TM Nganin really touched my heart because I see the image of myself when I was at that age in your statement. Dear fellow Toastmaster and guests, through personal reflection and her authentic stories, DM Nganin helped us reconsider how silence can be seen as a fault and how the power of positive words has transformed her life. My overall impression is that your speech was sincere, well organized, and emotionally engaging. First, I truly appreciate the content and message of your speech. The metaphor of the box was powerful and easy for all of us to relate to. We've all experienced moments when we felt inferior to someone, and we believe that what others think about us truly reflects who we are. However, many people are not aware of the power of the words, and their judgment can have a profound impact on others. Second, your structure was clear and smooth. You began by telling an anecdote to intrigue the curiosity of the audience, then moved on to what happened, which has changed your life. One of the smartest things that you applied was the appearance of your online friend Jimmy, and this marked the shift in your mindset, leading to positive changes in your life, which is a great technique to you that you use in storytelling. And third, your delivery was calm and sincere. Your steady pace created a warm connection with the audience. I also like your pauses. They give us time to think and feel your emotion. And for future speeches, I have a few small suggestions to make your performance even brighter. First, try to show more variety of your facial expressions. For example, you didn't smile after you talked about the letter that your online friend Jimmy gave you, but if you can raise your eyes and show a smiley on your face, showing a brighter face, it will be more powerful in expressing a transformation in you. Or when you felt unconfident, you could bow your head and bend your back like this. So the audience can feel how you are feeling at that time. And second, you might add more vocal variety. For example, raising your toes slightly when saying this. Words are powerful. They can break someone apart. And using a softer voice when saying, bring someone back to life. So it will be like this. Words are powerful. They can break someone apart or bring someone back to life. This, I believe, can help your emotions reach the audience more deeply. So TM Nganing try to show more variety of your facial expressions and add more vocal variety. I believe that your next speeches will shine even brighter. And thank you. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ngọc Anh, with insightful sharing. Wow, I myself learned a lot from her. And now let's see another feedback from Toastmaster Thiết Vũ. Welcome, Toastmaster Thiết, on the stage with the second feedback for Toastmaster Nga.
Do you remember how Toastmaster Nga Ninh start her speech? Why are you always so quiet? She started her speech with a dialogue, and she's the person that apply the tip, the technique that we learned from the champion into her speech and to bring it to the next level at the spirit of our club. Is the thing that I'm impressed about her speech. And throughout her speech, she answered the question, is being quiet a fault? And to answer this question, she tell a story. Is this story clear? Yes. Why is clear? Because there is circumstances. When people always complain about her being quiet, there is conflict. Because she's trying to fit in with the environment, with the people. And when she fit in, she have so many things happen in her. And then at the end, she felt lost. Nothing happened as she expected. And then there is a cure. And the cure is clear. What is the cure? Do you remember what is the cure of her story? It is a letter from Zandy. And from the letter, she realized that being quiet isn't a fault. Very effective storytelling is what I learned from Toastmaster Nganning today. And at the end, if you notice, Toastmaster Nganning said that since the time she joined Toastmaster, she realized the word is powerful. It can break someone apart or it can bring someone back to life. Remember, the first message, the first argument, she has something to anchor, a story, so that it's convincing. It takes the audience through the emotion journey. But what about the second argument? What is powerful? Is there anything to anchor that argument? No. That's why it makes this argument become a bit weaker. It dilutes the message of being quiet isn't a fault. So my humble suggestions to Toastmaster Nganning is that next time when you tell a message, when you tell something, give the audience something to anchor to it so that your message will stick to your audience mind. Thank you.
Awesome, Toastmaster 𝐷𝐻. She is the one who recognized that Toastmaster Nganning applied the training tip from last meeting. Very awesome, very special. Well, Toastmaster Nganning is really the one who emphasizes and reminds again about the impact of a dialogue. Now, we will move to the next evaluator. The next evaluator will evaluate for Toastmaster Beltran. Two of them are Toastmaster Felix and Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp. Now, I'd love to invite on the stage Toastmaster Felix to share some feedback for Toastmaster Bill. Welcome, Felix, on the stage.
I really want to say I have nothing to evaluate, but I can't. So let's start my evaluation. His speech is what Photoshop can teach you about AI. It's a really interesting topic because I really encourage those topics happened because it's really hot and worth talking about. It's also create a mood for people to talk and upgrade information. Like I'm not saying that formal, but maybe we need to talk about what is happening around the world, the world beside what is happening. We need to talk to know about it. The good thing I'm impressed the most about Toastmaster Beltran's speech is the good slides. The slide is really clear and intentional with the speech he made. It's really easy to follow, and with his voice it becomes a great melody, a great song that we can listen even 17 minutes. Yeah, not feel worried. About the strategy that Toastmaster Beltran used it's really impressive because he used a question to tap us. Yeah, and then he leads us slowly by a quote, and then transport into the context about his family bankrupt. it's a great, it's not really a clear structure in my opinion. I will tell you about this later, but the content is good and persuasive. About a suggestion that Toastmaster Bill can use to improve his speech more. Firstly, about the slide, I hope that he can minimize the amount of text and add more picture, because the picture is something visual. Something that can visual is the best way to acquire the information, and it makes us follow the speak easier, even easier. Yeah, because now it's quite easy, not really much text, but minimize the text as many as possible and add more picture, in my opinion. About the voice and your facial expression, you have a good variety, but increase more. Increase your facial expression more, add more vocal variety more. So especially when you're talking about the hardship, when your family go into bankrupt, lower it and let you feel the pain and the heart in that time. Yes. What I hope to see in the content of his speech is that I have to see clearly how his family transformed based on the 3 lessons he shared at the end. But his family sharing is not clearly enough to see that transformation. So the 3 lessons at the end is quite not persuasive to me. That's why Miss Quỳnh Anh asked the question. And I also expected one more good question to show how AI cannot replace it. Yeah, a good example in real life. So I expected that. So his speech is already nearly perfect. If he asks a little bit more logic example and improve his variety of voice and facial expression, I believe that his speech will improve. And I know that I'm going over time, but I want something more. No. So I will stop here. Back to TOD. Thank you, Toastmaster Bill Jones, for very good speech and trending. Love it. Appreciate. Back to TOD.
Thank you, Felix. Felix seems like very chill. He is not scared of overtime, but he's still very chill until very end. Well, it's very hard, right? Because of over 15 minutes speech should only be evaluated in over 3 minutes. It's very hard. But by the way, I believe Toastmaster Felix make it on point with the important side. All right. So now we move to the second evaluator for Toastmaster veteran is Toastmaster Tân Hiệp. Tân Hiệp, let's take the stage.
Bill, are you there? Okay, so I think we all know that Bill's speech is wonderful. We have too much compliment on her speech, on his speech. Like, wow, his voice is sexy, his content is amazing, his slide is complicated and also fulfilled and varied, and his speech is so much detail. But I would say 2 things that I love the most about Bill. The first thing is about how you choose the perspective to this idea. Like, you're not talking about AI as the senior or the master of it. You talk about AI as the wanderer who's scared about AI, about its risk and also its opportunity. It's very good point of view to choose the perfect perspective, as you choose the perspective that everyone here knows. The people who really want to know more about AI and so on. The second thing that I love about Bill's speech, and it's also his drawback, I would explain later on, is about the Q&A section. So you have the chance, you give the audience the chance to ask you every question as they want, and you answer it by your point of view and also your knowledge. But there's 2 things that I hope that you can improve or you can fix it a little bit thanks to your speech. Because your Q&A question is your advantage. It's also your drawbacks. You cannot manage all the questions that you could receive in your speech. So it can make your speech become too boring because no one asks you and you have that time. And they suddenly ask you like 2 or 3 consecutive questions and you cannot handle it on time. So it makes your speech over time. So it also lead to another consequences that you cannot hold on everything in your hand, especially what you can talk, because it depends totally. The last part of your speech it depends totally on others' question. Another thing that I want Bill can improve next time, as I can see, you add many story things. Each story related to one argument or one reference that you would explain later in your speech. But what is the strong cohesion between each other? Why the change between the old photography and the image, the new photograph, and also the AI change all the words? I need the cohesion between your story. So this is 4 things that I love the most and I want you to develop in the next session. So I think it's my time limitation is gone. So back to you, TOD. Congratulations, Bill, anyway.
Thank you, Tuấn Hiệp. Very awesome. You see, Tuấn Hiệp will take great effort to evaluate for our speaker, Toastmaster Bill. Now, Tuấn Hiệp can relax a little bit. And now we move to the next evaluator, the one who evaluates for Quỳnh Anh. Welcome on the stage, Toastmaster Hằng Nguyễn from ETTC.
Thank you so much, our Toastmaster of the day. If you don't like the mainstream, find alternatives. And today, somehow accidentally or intentionally, Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh choose to deliver a speech without any pathways. And I see that it some kinds of support her purpose for today's meeting and also to evoke the curiosity from the audience as well. Now, to relate to her message, I would like to give the evaluation with one word that have 4 letters, which is dare, D-A-R-E. And I will divide it into 2 parts. One is what I appreciate from your speech, and the other part is what I would like to challenge you for the next time. So first of all, with letter D, dive into the moment. Now, when we talk about the storytelling technique, we don't want to retell the story. We want to relive the story. And today you relive your experience in Korea with 2 powerful tools. First of all is rich details. You give a lot of information about your trip to Korea in 2 weeks. Where did you go? What did you do? And we know exactly what you spent for 2 weeks. And second tool is about the visual aid. I love the way that you show up, you prepare the slides, you prepare all the photos. It's not just show your professionalism, but it's also show that you merge yourself into the trip. This is truly your personal experience. And that's convince the audience to believe in your story. Now, the second letter that I would like to say is the letter A. This is about the architecture of your speech. Now, I love the way that you organize your speech. You start with some problem in your life. You want to find out the solution. You embark into a trip, and then somehow you find a way to solve the problem at the beginning. And that is a typical organization that we have for the speech. And it's so clear for people to follow. Now, coming up to something that I would like to challenge you. There are 2 things with letter R. I would like you to add rich language when you tell the story. Now, you tell us a lot like about the events, about the places that you visit in Korea, and about the experience that you in the Korea, but somehow they're missing something that can give the people emotion. So, for example, if you want to talk about the Gangnam City, like district and Korea, you can say like LED, like screen, flash, right? Busy city, and so on. And that give the sense to the audience. The second thing that I would like to challenge you is to elevate the impact in yourself. Now, we all know that you find the solution at the end, but what does it change your life after that? And what do you do after the trip? It is really important to enforce the message. So if you don't like the mainstream, dare to change and dare to find the alternatives. Back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Oh, dear. Wow, today Toastmaster Hân Nguyễn breaks the give us a very different style of evaluation. Put that in a word, dare. How creative it is. Thank you, Toastmaster Hân, for very creative and beautiful feedback for Quỳnh Anh. And now we move to the second evaluation from Toastmaster Thiết Vũ. Welcome, Toastmaster Thiết, again on the stage.
Today, Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh want me to answer 3 questions. The first question: does her message come across effectively to the audience? So, to answer this question, I want to ask you that, what is the message of Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh? Type in the chat box. Wow, it took you so long to recall this message? K-pop. Korea, great. Thank you, Louise. Petite. It sounds French. Gangnam Style, 5 alternatives. Good. Thank you for your answer. Okay. So, does the message of Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh came across? The answer is yes. Why? Because Toastmaster Tuyền has answered 50% correct of the message. And Toastmaster Hân Nguyễn give us the right message that Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh want to give us. So, yes, the message came across. But does it effective? Does it come across effectively? The answer is not yet. Why? Because I agree with Toastmaster Hân Nguyễn that at the beginning, Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh started her speech with something struggle. And then throughout her speech, she realized something. But my question is that lesson useful? How did that lesson transform her and have her to solve the problem? And if you can answer to kind of this question, you can make your message not only come across, but also effectively to the people to use the message to apply in their own life. The second question that Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh want me to answer is that, is her storytelling engaging? The answer is yes. Why? Because Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh started her speech with a struggle. And you know, the champion Kraft Valentine said that conflict is the hook. So she put the character in the conflict immediately at the beginning of the speech. That's why it's so engaging. And during her speech, and after that, she asked the audience, is there anyone have been in Korea? Why she asked this question? To find the common thing with the audience, to build rapport, so that the audience can believe in her message later. And during her speech, she asked the audience so many questions to keep the audience engaged in the speech. For example, is career is always bright like this? or what is special about this community? And by asking all these questions like this, so I believe that her storytelling is very engaging. No question about that. So the third question that Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh want me to answer is that, is her storytelling easy to understand? The answer is yes and no. Why yes? During her story, she gave us really clear about two parts. One is miracle development, the other part is the alternatives. But if you notice, for the alternatives, she gives us the three communities. The first one is about the children and the farmer. The second one is about the Buddhist community. The third one is about the NGO community, but they practice Buddhism. So, is it necessary to give the audience three communities just to prove that you can find alternatives? Or just choose the best one, the one that give us, that have story, that give the audience to going through the journey of emotion, as Toastmaster Hằng Nguyễn evaluate before. And here is the first part. The second part is that for the miracle development, it is clear. Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh give us two sides, bright side and dark side, very clear. And I agree with her about the bright side. And what about the dark side? In her dark side, Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh said that the issue is that they have big population, they are lower birth rate, they cannot find good jobs, they cannot afford cheap apartment. That's why there is the suicide rate is high. Do you feel convinced about this information? You cannot find a good job, you cannot afford cheap apartment, do you suicide? So my question to Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh is that, think about the argument and the evidence you give to support this argument. Does it convince to the audience, and how to make it more convincing? So overall, I believe that Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh have phenomenal storytelling skill. It's very engaging through the way she starts her speech and through the way she asks so many questions during her speech to keep the audience engaged in the speech. It is easy to understand, but also there is some part that I don't understand. And for the message, yes, the message came across to the audience because as the evaluator, I can get the message because I really focus on her speech. But to make the message came across effectively and impact to the people's life, and I agree with the suggestions of Toastmaster Hằng Nguyễn that try to answer the question, how does the message transform your life, and is it useful to the audience, and how they can apply this message to improve their own life. Thank you.
Wow, I believe Toastmaster Thiết Vũ like evaluated by all of her heart. You see how powerful she is on the stage and try to share all the things she has for Quỳnh Anh. Give her a lot of heart on screen, everyone. I wish I received the feedback from Toastmaster Thiết. I benefit a lot when I receive feedback from her if I were a speaker. Thank you, Toastmaster Thiết Vũ, a lot. Right, so now Toastmaster Thiết is also the last evaluator for the evaluation section. I would like to invite Toastmaster Hoàng Linh on the stage to inform the timing report. Welcome, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh.
Yeah, it's amazing. Almost evaluator is on time, and I had posted the short reports on the chat box, and you can reference that. Thank you. Back to you, talk matter of the day.
Oh, okay. So please share the report in the chart and we can see it clearly. Oh, okay. All the time report is on a chat board. Is that means some of the evaluator is unqualified, but most of you guys are qualified. All right.
Now we take a moment to vote for your favorite evaluator. Take a moment to vote for your favorite one. Wow, today the speaker benefit a lot from double evaluation, double feedback, double insight. And once again, thank you so much all the speaker and evaluator for making this meeting very special. And now we move to the report of the meeting. With the report, we have the listener and grammarian report and the general evaluation from Sun Hiệp and from Anh Hoàng Linh. And now I love to invite Anh Hoàng Linh again on the stage to share the report about listener and grammarian. Welcome on the stage, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh.
Yeah, I'm back again. For the first part of the listening, I had for quick question and the part for speech. And the first question is from Thotham Thảo speech. What two life experience caused the biggest change in the speaker leadership style? I'm putting in the chat box.
Having children.
Two answer.
Change her job.
No. It's related to manager, leader. So the answer is become a model and working with manager who you quite coaching leadership style. Yeah, Felix have one correct answer, one part. The next question in Toastmaster Nga speech, what item changed her self-belief? What the item changed her self-belief? Yeah, excellent, Felix, again. It's correct. Remember, it's the ask box with the Timmy's letter. The next question in a Toastmaster Bill speech, what did the parents wish to?
Photographer.
Nearly correct. A, drawing. B, painting. C, digital printing. Yeah, correct. Nearly correct. Nga. The answer is digital printing. The last question is Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh speak about trip to Korea. What question open the speech?
Where does she live? Where does she live? Khủng hoảng hiện sinh.
Yeah, correct, Felix. I remember you're right. But my answer is the what's doing with my life. But total agree with Felix that the first question of Queen is have you ever been to Korea? Thai number one to the chat box. And for the grammarian report today, Amitin's term was a word that never go on self. And for speech applies previous training, dialogue, the art of speaking very effectively. And across of speeches, I notice a strong dialogue and reflections, such as is being quiet a fault. What makes you nervous about the future? And what am I going to do with my life? And this fantastic dialogue, there are many powerful phrases, including work can break someone apart or bring someone back to life, adapt or die. If you don't like your life, you can choose another way. And overall, today we hear identity stories, meaningful dialogues, and strong emotion language. Great job to all speakers and evaluators to bring their hearts into words. Back to you, the top matter of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh, for reminding us a lot of insightful message from our speaker. And now we move to the central evaluator, the one who take a step back and look everything in the meeting today with the big picture. Welcome, Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp on the stage with the G General Evaluator report. Welcome, Tuấn Hiệp.
I hope that I don't have to do this draw anyway because our meeting is quite good right now. I also I don't have much thing to say about our meeting today. But okay. Apart from compliment, we have some rooms for improvements, especially for today meeting. First of all, we are late, of course. It's 8:30. It's 9:33 right now, so our meeting must be stopped. And most of our speaker and evaluator and also people who attend to this meeting are late. So you can see in the chat box, I will have to leave. He cannot stay. He cannot stay for the last minute of our meeting. It's such a big problem, right? Another thing is our meeting, or even though we have eight evaluators, but but I think that the combination of two evaluator is not good enough. I have to say that because we have the training session before. So every evaluator, they have to remind themselves that, oh, we have to focus on the dialogue. Do his or her speech, does his or her include the dialogue or not? So we have to mention it for the first evaluator until the last evaluator of this meeting. We have to say that because this is the only method that we mentioned before. So does he or she apply it or not? We have to answer it. So moreover, about the meeting format, I think today we do very good. I have to say that we have the chance to every speaker to speak out loud, and also they talk by their heart, especially their story about transformation to become a better leader, a better human being, a better communicator, a better sister, or something better, of course. But I need something more, especially on evaluator. We need to do something great to especially application for our newbie and also first time ever we do this. So I don't have much word to say because we have speech. Everything we have now is speech. So back to you, TOD, for the last word for the today meeting. I've heard now.
Awesome. Well, then here make it very quick and very general. Thank you, Toastmasters here for giving us very big pictures of today's meeting. All right, and now we'll move to the last sections. That is the winner announcement. All right. Okay, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh, can you share the winner for today's meeting? First of all, the favorite PPSP speaker. Who is the winner part of the people today? The favorite PPSP speaker will be is you or is your friend? Now, drum roll. Congratulations, favorite PPSP speaker, Toastmaster Nga. Wow, awesome. Oh, and Toastmaster Hoàng Nguyễn for the favorite evaluator. Very surprised. Congratulations to winning people on today's meeting. Thank you because of your efforts. With the other, you are not winner today. You are always winning of yourself. But you dare to share your own story. All right. Okay, I think it's for today. With the topic, the word never go on sale. Remember, the words somehow can change your life. So always learn how to use that well. All right. Once again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining the meeting today. I hope you enjoy the meeting. I hope you learn something new. And don't forget to register to be the speaker next time. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Congratulations, everyone. And thank you, everyone. Yay. If you have a moment, you can have stay in the meeting, but I think it's over time already. We can take a relax and see you next meeting. Thank you and goodbye. See you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.